Yo people, what is going down? We're live on YouTube. Bear with me while I go and get my drink. Yes, people. We're back. Apologies for the squeaky chair. So, we're back with another stream. And this is a stream that I tried to do yesterday, but then I had some guy trying to contact me. Well, not just some guy who was helping me with something. And I sent him a video sort of to do with what he was helping me with. Then I decided to go live, and then it just so happened that he like tried ringing me up and stuff while I was on the stream, and I couldn't really ignore the call, to be honest. So, um, whew, yeah. So I had to sort of shoot and sort of ditch the stream, which I don't like doing, but I didn't think he was gonna ring. In all fairness, so it sort of threw me out a bit. But I think that stream got deleted. So if you did happen to see it, this is gonna be the proper stream to what I was gonna stream about yesterday. So, today I have a little bit of news for you, and this is quite good news actually, but it actually doesn't affect me, believe it or not. But no, the people at Bounce to Your Drop, I think they kind of like it when I come live and talk about like information and things like regarding events, and obviously it's good for them because it's plugging their event and it's helping them, and you know they know I've got big love for them and I always support them, as you know they've given me some absolutely amazing opportunities, and I know there's more to come as well. You know, and I love the brand in itself. It's like such an amazing night that comes like so close to my house that it, you know, like it's literally about a half an hour drive. Um, you know, whereas I go to some nights that take sort of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours to get there, and you get there and they're like nowhere near as good as when you go to somewhere like Bounce to Your Drop that is like, you know, you can get there in half an hour. Um, you know, and I've just got so much love for the brand, and you know they always keep me posted, sort of, you know, hyping up what's going to be coming next for them. So yes, believe it or not, and this one has absolutely blown me out of the water because I never expected it. And I always get my brain on, and I get my thinking head on. Um, you know, when there's sort of like little teasers coming up, like, oh, you know, event news dropping soon, I always sit there and I think, right, who can it be this time? And you know, I sit there and I think of a range of different bounce DJs and thinking, I wonder who they're gonna get this time. I wonder how good this night's gonna be. And you know, they were saying, you know, it's gonna be a big one and get ready for it. And I'm thinking, who's it gonna be? You know, who's gonna be the one? And I never in my head, I never thought of the person that they've got. And yes, you read the title correct. Public Domain, the legend Public that did one of my sort of favourite hard dance sort of hard house tunes back in the day, is coming to Scunthorpe. Now, if you are lucky enough to come to this event and see Public Domain, I highly recommend coming and seeing Public Domain, because I saw Public Domain back in 2018 at the Blackpool Festival. Now, 2018, I don't talk about that year too much because it was like a really bad year for me. But the festival was one good thing to come out of that year. But it was just, you know, I wasn't really doing too much music wise, and a lot of things were going off outside of music, so going to that festival obviously really perked up what I was, with what I was going through. I lost a job. I ended up going onto the door. I had to sell my motorbike. The list can go on. So that festival was kind of like a little bit of a yay sort of excitement. But Public Domain was there. He played on the Saturday, and he was absolutely belting. The Saturday lineup was a really strong lineup for Back to the Old Pool Festival, and they had a really good, like I said, he had a really good lineup of DJs. I think that they had Andy Whitby there, they had Darren Styles there, they had Public Domain, they had the Pawn Kings, and it was just a belting lineup. They had Bon Lee, so it was all kind of like bounce. It was Clubland, a bit of hard house. It was just a little bit of a harder tent compared to some of the other tents. There was like a trance tent with Paul Oakenfold. Then there was like the main arena that had people like Roger Sanchez, Abigail Bailey, Faithless, Example, and DJ Wire. There was quite a few. I think there was even like the Utah Saints and things like that, and some absolute legends played there. So, but it was really good. It was a good festival. So, obviously, if you've never seen Public Domain, and you're not far from the Scunthorpe area, or maybe you fancy the trip up this end and you fancy going to it, get to Bounce Till You Drop with Public Domain, because Public Domain he's an absolute, they're an absolute legend. I believe it was a duo, but they did a few tracks. They did Bass in the Place London, Rock the Funky Beats, and another one I remember, and I've got them all on vinyl, is Let Me Clear My Throat. And Let Me Clear My Throat it was a different vibe to what the other tunes were, but Bass in the Place London is the more commonly known one, because it's got that riff that is also sort of used in Listen to the Fat Bass from the Rap Brothers, and then the melody's been also used in the Pawn Kings as well, with the Up to No Good, or Up to No Good Wild Style, I think it is. Just being used like so many times. But Public Domain, he definitely used it in a little bit of a nice way. It was kind of like it utilised sort of that sound into the drop and not the breakdown as such. But belt in tune as always. And I remember being a kid and having that tune on where you Bluetooth them on your phone. And I remember one day I was just bored. It was like summer or something. I was bored out of my mind, and I just actually went to the park, went on the swings, and it just swung in the fresh air for ages, and just had a playlist of like dance tunes on, and like that tune used to come on, and so did Storm, Time to Burn. So I'm very got fond memories of Bass in the Place London, and it was an absolute classic. So Public Domain is actually coming to Scunthorpe, which is really good. And he seems buzzed for it as well. He's filmed a little video for him, sort of announcing for himself that he's going to be playing there as well. So he's real buzzed about it. And he was sat in his studio with that massive, I don't know how many channel mixer, in like a proper mastering studio, and he had some like real sort of like hard house tune or something in the background that sounded wicked. I don't know if it was new or old, but it sounded good. And like I say, he seemed absolutely buzzed to be coming. It's going to be one hell of a night. They've also Z from BBC Radio 1. Who's also a videographer, and he does like graphic design as well. Media King, I think it's called. Media King. So, definitely get down to this event. There's also going to be like the regulars and the, like residents and things, and like that. I will be going down. I've got something on during the day which I'll be talking a little bit more about in another stream. But they don't usually start till around about 11 at night anyway, so I won't be going till like evening time. Anyway, so I'll be good to sort of be at my thing for a while. My thing isn't too far from where I could just hop on a bus anyway, so whether I mean, I don't know, I don't fully know exactly what's going on with the thing that I'm doing. I don't know how long it kind of goes on for. I don't know like what time it'll be finishing, kind of thing. So depending on like what's going on and what's going down, and what my full involvements are gonna be, will depend on whether I come back home and like freshen up, or whether I just sort of like leave where I am and sort of like jump on a bus, or however I'm gonna get there. I'm not sure yet. Last time, I mean, I normally go with the layman. I don't know if that'll be the case this time. I'm not sure if Lehman's somewhere else. But I know last time we got a bus because his car was broke down, and then we actually, he knew a guy who drives a taxi, so he got us back that way, which was quite good. I remember it because we'd like sort of said bye to everyone, and we shook people's hands, and we'd stood outside for a bit, and then the taxi, he was actually delayed by a little bit. So we ended up actually going back inside just because it was cold outside. And then the resident Jordan Hind was on. He was doing he was just going on till closing. And he was dropping a fire set. There was like so many different tunes coming from here, there, and everywhere. And it was a really good set as well. And so I ended up sort of like just dancing away, and somehow I ended up back at the front of the stage. And then obviously Ben and Terry were kind of like, "Oh look, he's come back," like I thought they'd left. And here we are, like proper dancing and raving away. It was so good. It honestly really was. I was buzzed. The last one. So, like I say, I don't know how I'll be getting there, but I'll be getting there, and I'll be coming in to another amazing night at the Light nightclub in Scunthorpe. It's a really good place. The nightclub itself, and it's just become like a, you think of that club, and then you think of Bounce to Your Drop, or at least I do anyway. I mean, I know they put a lot of other nights on as well, baseline nights, house nights, dance anthems nights, and I know Jordan Hind is like resident there most weekends, which is he smashes it. But it's a really nice nightclub. I've enjoyed the occasions that I've played in there. I enjoyed playing in the second room, but I've gotta say, like it really blew me away, and I don't know what I did, but that room just got absolutely packed, and then I had these like foreign women, foreign lasses, kind of like saying they didn't know this kind of music, and I was trying to explain to them that I would, because there was a controller in there, there was an RX, um, and to cut the story short, basically that there was a laptop next to the RX, and these foreign lasses, they thought the laptop was mine, but it wasn't. It was I think it was. I think it either belongs to the club, or it was Jordan Hins, or it was someone's. I don't know. It was next to the controller, and they thought I could go on there and search any song. They thought, oh, boom, could go on there and play any song I want. And there was requesting stuff that I've never heard of, and stuff that I never have, along with a few bits that I did sort of recognise, like they wanted some Shakira, and luckily I had like a sort of like a deep house remix of Hips Don't Lie, and it was kind of buzzing. And then as soon as I like had to drop like mix into it, and then it was something that they didn't know, it was like a massive riot crowding upon the DJ stand. Like we don't know this, put this on, put that on. We don't know this, and I'm trying to mix, and they're tapping me on the shoulder, and they just did not understand what was going on, what music I was playing. But I got told, at the time when I got the booking, I was, like you like your house music and your classic house and stuff, don't you? And I was like, yeah, I do. And they asked me if I wanted to play a set, in that second room with the classic house and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, definitely. I was buzzed for it. But sadly, like some of them classic stuff, it just wasn't what people knew. I tried to go like as sort of commercial and well known with the classics as I could. You know, for example, like A Man Van Helden, My. Um, you know, sort of more than going sort of like I guess like underground. Like there was one tune I suppose I did play, and a lot of people probably wouldn't really know it unless you was you know like a big house head, and that was Holy Ghost Superman. You wouldn't really know that one unless you was sort of like big and deep into your sort of like house music, and I don't think Holy Ghost themselves. I don't think they. I think there was kind of maybe like a one-hit wonder because I don't recall any other songs by Holy Ghost unless they've got like aliases. And the Superman was just a Holy Ghost was just an alias name that did a one-off tune, or maybe for whatever reason they couldn't get that tune released or whatever with without maybe a certain something. So they made it under an alias name. I've got no idea. I'd love to find out some information about it. Because I don't actually really know too much about Holy Ghost themselves. That if it's a duo, if it's just one person, where the vocal even comes from, which is something that I'd really like to find out as well. I know it did get Bounce remixed. Someone did do a donk version of it, like a real old Scouse House version. And there is like a full version of it on YouTube, but it's like a very like low quality. It's almost like I think it's a vinyl rip or something. And the quality of it is just absolutely shocking, and you can't really hear it or do anything with it. It's not something you could drop in a set in a club or anything because it would just sound too low, too sort of crackly compared to sort of like your new fresh MP3s that you've got. But I would like to find information on it. If anyone does know any information on it, do get in touch because I'm always sort of keen and excited to learn about sort of like where songs and where tracks come from because a lot of like dance music is sampled to hell. And there's like lyrics taken from 70s, 60s songs along with like guitar hooks and riffs and even down to the point that Psy and Unknown sampled a breakbeat from a 60s tune. And I'm thinking like they went all the way back to a 60s tune just to get a breakbeat back then. And I'm thinking that is like the level of detailing that they go that far back just to get a breakbeat from a tune. But the thing about it is as well, a tune that old has probably just like lost its licensing or probably just ran out to the point where you could probably just take that sound and it's a little breakbeat. Like who's gonna really know? Do you know what I mean? And obviously the breakbeat, it gets speeded up to being an hardcore tune as well. So, but yeah, that is sort of just like a little fun fact that they took a breakbeat from a 60s tune, which it blows me away. It really does. And when you look at like other tunes and the level of sampling and what they do, it's just absolutely, do you know what I mean? Like these sounds fall into my mind that that even comes from like an older song, which is just absolutely crazy. And what gets sampled is just mad. Um, but there you go. So yeah, so public domain is coming to Scunthorpe, and I'm actually it's a really I gotta say hats off to the Bounce to Your Drop team because they're thinking outside of the box. It's like a bounce night, but it's almost like they're catering for like the sort of like international side of things as well. you know. So they could, they could put a bounce night on, and they could put sort of like Whitby on and Club Filler on all the time, and or like other proper like bounce heads, or they can go a little bit more, one higher than that, and they can get people like Public Domain and Ian Van Dal, and that's what I like about it because them big names are gonna draw the people in. You think, oh yeah, man, Public Domain, Ian Van Dal, the guy who did Castles in the Sky. Like, who doesn't love that anthem? Do you know what I mean? And almost like, who doesn't know Bass in the Place, London? it's absolutely, like, in my eyes, it's the right thing to do. As much as, I've got love for bounce and donk, like, them sort of international sort of like club and dance hits were just absolutely, for me growing up, they were a big part of my life. So, to think that I can go and see these people performing live that have made these sort of club and dance tunes that I've loved for years, it's just an absolute buzz, and other people will think the same as well. As much as it is good to go and see people, like Whitby and, like Hannah Taylor and, people like them, they're doing amazing things and they're smashing the bounce scene. But I just think Bounce to Your Drop, definitely thinking outside of the box, and they're just putting some decent nights on, like, really good. And I do believe the next event after this one is going to be the first birthday, so keep your eyes out for that one, because it's going to be absolutely fan dabby dozy. It's going to absolutely be mind blowing. So I cannot wait to for that one to obviously come. But we've got the legendary public domain to get sort of in to get sort of over first. But I know that they have sort of been sort of thinking about plans for the first birthday, because obviously, birthday is quite a big thing. It's going to be September. Obviously, that's when they started last year. And obviously, we're already in May, so there's only June, July, and August. And that's, getting plans in place, flyers made, people booked in. Um, obviously getting the venue date secured and all the other bits and bobs that will probably go into putting an event on. So just because, like, you see a flyer, and you're all excited because it's new to you, people that are putting these nights on, they'll have seen, they sometimes will have seen the flyer for weeks, they'll have seen it weeks ago. And they obviously know everything about the event before you do. So, like, they're to us it's all new when they announce it, but to them it's almost like, they're just posting something that they've seen for ages. Do you know what I mean? But obviously it's all part of putting a night on. But there you go. So Bounce to Your Drop does it again. I did this stream because I got permission from Top Vibe himself. He said, I can talk about it on my channel, if I want. Which, to be fair, I probably would have done anyway because I love public domain. But it's nice to know that they appreciate, me coming live and sort of talking about me. Up and coming stuff and talking about music in general. And I think this is quite a bit of a different thing. I don't really know any other DJs that will sort of like come live on sort of like YouTube and, just sort of express, if you like, and, like talk about sort of, music related things and what they're doing. And I think it's quite a nice way DJ to come live, interact with viewers. I mean, I don't usually get that many viewers, but I ain't really fussed. I mean, people can watch it when it's when it's not live, and stuff like that as well. But it's just a good thing in general, I think, and it's just something different. I like to be a little bit different. I do like coming on camera and talking. It's just something I've grown to, sort of like doing, as the years have gone by. And I do like sort of coming on the camera and just having a good old chat, get things off my chest, or like I say, announce things. And like I say, it gives people get the option whether they can watch it live or they can watch it after it's come live. So to me, it don't make no difference if I sit live with no viewers, or I sit a couple of viewers come in. I know, like, it won't be everybody's cup of tea. Like, they don't just want to lock in and sit here and watch me ramble. But some people might enjoy it. Some people might just find it quite sort of like entertaining just to sit and listen to a guy talking. You never know. But there we go. So Bounce to Your Drop, they are back, and yeah, they're gonna absolutely smash another event. So if I don't see anybody before that, I know, hopefully I'll see you on the dance floor, because that's where I'll be. and you know, I'll be enjoying the vibe. I'll probably be on the balcony as well. They do let me go on the balcony, and they do let me go on the stage as well. But I tend to, you know, I just feel a little bit like if I'm not playing, then I just, you know, I'll stick to not being on the stage. Because although I do, you know, I played for them and you know I support the brand a lot. I do sort of feel like, you know, that I mean, you know, I get in and I don't have to pay for a ticket, and I, you know, and I think sometimes that, you know, that's enough for me. I think, well, do you know what? You know, I could be like half of these other people here on the dance floor that have paid like £8 or something to get in. Do you know what I mean? And I just think personally, you know, the fact, like I say, that you know, that you know they let me in, and you know they've been good to me, so I feel like you know, that isn't the opportunity for me to take liberties. Do you know what I mean? And I do feel like the stages are for the people who are playing, and like the person's sort of like, I don't want to say plus one, but I'd say more like family or partner. You know, because sometimes I think as well, if you just bring your old mate Bill down to watch you play, I don't always feel like the stage is like the right sort of environment for them to go, you know, to go on, like for the look of the event. But I can understand more with, you know, with like a girlfriend or something. You know, you've got your girlfriend with you. I do feel a little bit more like they've got the priority just to stand near the back of the stage, and you know, and stuff like that. But you know, me personally, like if I'm not playing somewhere, like I don't tend to go on the stage. Like there's been times where I've been in the Doncaster warehouse and I've been given the green room. Like I went to a spin back old school night. I was given the green room in there, and I just sort of feel a little bit like, you know, I was in there, so I didn't go on the stage because I just felt, you know what, that's just the right sort of nice thing to do. You know, it was for the MCs and the DJs. I went to a lot back to bounce with the Layman. It was a residence party. Again in there, I got the green room, and I allowed to go in there with Lee. So that was all right. But again, you know, I didn't go on the stage or anything. You know, I either went in the green room or on the dance floor. And I think that's just the way it should go. So, you know, like with Bounce to Your Drop, I'm very grateful that they let me come down and they let me come in and stuff like that. And you know, I just think, you know, that's enough for me. And they let me on the balcony as well, and I think that, you know, you get a great view of the club from up there as well. So I just think, yeah, buzzing. You know, let's do it. So yeah, so there we go, guys. So Public Domain is coming to Scunthorpe. The guy who did Bass in the Place London, Rock the Funky Beats, Let Me Clear My Throat, and probably a load more songs as well, that I just can't think of off the top of my head. But they were kind of like the main ones that stand out to me. I've got them on vinyl, and they're on Extra Hard records or recordings or something like that. It's like extra with an X, so like XTRA. And it's sort of like a yellow and sort of like a yellow and sort of pinky coloured sleeve. I'm not certain. I'm not actually certain where they'd actually be. I might, while we're on stream, let me see if I can find them. That'd be a cool thing. Right, there's something here. Is this it? No, that's not it. That's actually Smoking Beats. Good old Smoking Beats, eh? Right. To be honest, it probably could be anywhere. I'm just sort of having a skeg through my collection here just to. There, I've moved you a little bit lower down because I couldn't find, because my phone did that stupid thing again. Alright, so there's nothing there. I don't think it's gonna be. Oh, hang on. Oh no, that's an hardcore. I have a bit of hardcore, don't I? Jeez. Like when you realise and you think, I've actually got more of that than I actually thought. I think we could be maybe on here. I think this is a little bit of anything in it. Some of it is, and then I think some of it is some part of something. Alright. Well, here's Operational Blade from Public Domain. So there's that one. But I definitely had Rock the Funky Beats and Let Me Clear My Throat. That was definitely one. Definitely had that. I don't fully know where it is as such, but yeah, I most definitely have it. Yellow, they're in yellow sleeves for definite. But like I say, I'd probably have to find them out. I mean, I've got so many different records. It's like quite unbelievable. What I actually have and then what I don't have. So they are probably about somewhere. It'll just, like I say, it'll more than likely just be that sort of like, it'd be a case of where. Because at one point I did put everything into label order. So like all the Positivas were together, all the Tidy 2, all the Untidy, there was all the Tidy tracks, they was together. And then I tried to do the same with like all my Ministry of Sound and stuff. You know, but like I say, that's all me hardcore there. That's all me manifesto. So they'll probably be somewhere about. Anyway, we have got the Operational Blade here, so that is obviously a classic there, legendary. But yeah, I don't think I'm able to find Not Without. Like I say, I have, in all fairness, I've got about just short of 1,000 records. So when I say it could be anywhere, like it really could be anywhere. But part of me wants to dig them out now because I just feel a bit like I want to dig it out because I'm feeling a bit like, I don't know, I feel a bit like because he's coming to Scunthorpe, it's kind of given me the urge to like put some of his records on. I have a Makina record here. Ooh, the Makina EP. I've got so much vinyl, it's unreal. Like I say, just short of 1,000 records. Or it was just short of that the last time I counted. I've not really bought any for a long time. But I know I was last time when I was last buying, if you like, I was closing in on 1,000. The white label there. There is quite a lot of tunes here though. Like bangers. I'm looking through and I'm thinking that's a tune. But there's a Planet Perfecto there. See, this is what I mean. I think this might have been an hardcore tune. Or like an old piano tune. Yeah, a lot of people thought like I was a hardcore guy just because I got into hardcore. And a lot of people associated me to just liking like hardcore and like bounce and stuff. But my sort of like music taste, if you like, goes far beyond just hardcore. Like this here, this is a really old house tune called Only You by Talisman, 1994. So I've got a vast wide of taste of music besides like hardcore and hard dance and hard house. Like I loved all my sort of like classic house and my piano house. So what I was brought up on, I loved that sort of stuff. I definitely want to do like I want to get like an old school piano sort of set recorded, most definitely. Bits and pieces. Believe it or not, that's where Scott Brown got his sample from for Now Is the Time. I think this was a Makina tune as well. Bulletproof. It's not This Time, Baby, I'll Be Bulletproof. Just for those who might be wondering. 12-inch thumpers. Hard House. Leo and Bushwhacker. Love Story, but the finally version. Billy Bunter. And was it John Doe? John Doe. UK Hard 10. Blue. But not as in Blue Diddy. I don't think. Let's have a look. Fast Moving Records, Blue. Losing Control. So I think the artist was called Blue and the track was called Losing Control. I don't personally, that I can think of off the top of my head, I don't remember it. But like I say, because I know that many. No worries. So there we go. But yeah, I can't, like I say, at the moment, I can't see the operational blade. We've got stimulant DJs, stuff like that. You know, loads of different things going on. Maruo Picato, Darude, Out of Control. I have a good remix of Sandstorm on vinyl as well. It's kind of making me want to put some of these records on. I don't play my records enough, to be honest, but I'm one of them, like, I'm just happy knowing that they're there in my collection. And because I've only got one turntable at the moment as well, kind of puts me off, but there we go. But look at all the, well, you can't obviously see, I can, apart from like when I hold them up and show you them. But yeah, I mean, look at some of these bangers though, man. Really good classics, like loads here. I've really got to do something with this one because it guts me every time. It guts me every time, and I don't even know why I didn't see it at the time. But I was in a record shop in Scarborough, and I saw the sleeve Milo versus Miami Sound Machine, Dr. Pressure. Love that tune. So I'm like, I'm having that. It only went and had whatever this tune is. Some at Discland Records, to the Big Ben. Like, and every time I go through my list, this sleeve comes out, and then I think, like, if only it had the actual song in it. So I don't actually own this Dr. Pressure. I've only got the sleeve for it that has a different record in it, and they've actually wrote on it in pen, and I didn't realise at the time. I thought someone had just scribbled on the sleeve. I should have read it properly, but I was just so buzzed to be buying it that I just bought it without thinking. And then obviously at the time, that was it. I think we've just looked at some of these. No, old school versus new school. God, who remembers the Doobie Brothers? The good old Doobie Brothers. Jesus. Can't beat a bit of the Doobie Brothers. DP. Lisa Stansfield. Tricky Disco. Lizard, Maruo Picato. Gonna get you, lizard. Gonna get you. Or technical. Hard house. Yeah, there's loads, to be fair. Anyway, that's going to do it for this stream. Make sure to like, make sure to share. Public domain is coming to Scunthorpe, baby. He actually is.